Good morning and welcome to GrainTV for February 14th, 2012. Joining me today is Logan Burgess and I'm Brock Shimbino. Coming back from the weekend, we saw a slight rally across all the agricultural commodities, but in the overnight we saw traders start to book profits. Corn was down 3 3/4, beans hung in there up 2, Chicago wheat was down 4 3/4, and Kansas City wheat down 4 1/4. In the overnight we saw some information come out across the news wires as it pertains to soybeans. Logan, why don't you take us through what you found?
Yeah, Brock. Well, here's what we're looking at from the soybeans, specifically from a production standpoint. As you can see, we did see some oil world figures come out here this morning. 69.5 million tons of production estimated out of Brazil, 47 million tons out of Argentina. This represents a slight downgrade for the Brazilian crop and actually a slight upgrade for the Argentina crop. As you can see, these figures are both well lower of where we saw them come out, or the USDA estimate on the 9th in the USDA WASDE report. So we could be seeing a further revision here in the March report. Keep your eyes on that. How does this compare to the 2011 crop out of Brazil? We saw around 75.3 million tons of soybeans produced in 2011. So this is a substantial downgrade. As we all know, really the big driving force in the limited production out of South America has been a lack of moisture. Brock, can you take us through what we're looking at here for the next couple days on the forecast?
Yeah, the market really has been paying close attention to the precipitation totals for South America. As you can see here on this map provided by our friends from Planalytics, southern Brazil and northern Argentina looks like they will get a little bit of precipitation today into tomorrow, mostly for southern Brazil. Argentina might miss a little bit of that precipitation, but into Thursday we see that Argentina could get a little bit of scattered showers to help them out, as well as in southern Brazil. This should help finish out their crop and hopefully put a stop to some of those production reductions that we have been seeing.
Yeah, certainly. Well, at GrainTV here, we will keep you posted on the production standpoint. Kind of shifting gears here on the demand part as it relates to soybeans. We saw 283,000 metric tons of soybeans put on the books here for export sales this morning to unknown destinations. 215,000 of those were for the 2011-2012 crop year. The remaining 68,000 were for 2012 into 2013. So it'll certainly be good to keep your eye on the export sales front as it relates to soybeans. Kind of the last piece of this puzzle is the technical landscape. Let's take a look at Fire Tip here quick. If you're a producer out there, if you like live quotes, if you want to chart your own futures here, give us a call. We'll set you up with a demo. As you can see here, we're looking at a March daily chart for soybeans, and there's some interesting things right now happening from a technical standpoint. As you can see here, starting from those highs we printed back in August, we've drawn a trend line here that should provide some support to the downside. In addition to that, we have this blue line, the 100-day moving average. The red line is the 50-day moving average, and the 50-day moving average, excuse me. And if we zoom in here, you can see that we really have a point of convergence here coming in hot here around the $12 per bushel for soybeans. That should provide support here on the downside. 1250's kind of been capping it to the upside, but we really have been seeing some strong buying action in this bean market as of late. We'll keep you posted here on the soybean front on GrainTV. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll take a quick commercial break. We'll come back to watch the markets trade live and talk some wheat.
Welcome back to GrainTV. Let's take a look at our Fire Tip trading software for our live quotes. Let's go to Logan.
Yeah, Brock, you can see here that off the open we see corn trading down even lower. Corn down 6 right now. Beans are really catching some bids. Up 4 here we see on the March contract. Chicago wheat's down 5. Kansas City wheat down 5 1/4 here. And you can see the dollar index is catching some bids on some overnight news that Moody's did downgrade, I believe, 6 more countries in the Eurozone. As it pertains to wheat here, let's take a look at some technical landscape. Right here, we're looking at the Chicago wheat contract for March delivery. This is a daily chart here. We drew a trend line here off our recent highs that we printed back in August. The blue line here is the 100-day moving average. As you can see, we're really hovering around that 100-day moving average right now. I expect this trade to hang around there moving forward unless there's some big fundamental changes. There should be support to the downside on this trend line here, the yellow line. Kind of the same story for Kansas City wheat. We draw a trend line off the recent highs that we saw back in August. Here again, the blue line is the 100-day moving average. On Kansas City contract, though, you can see we really blasted down through that 100-day moving average. And that trend line, we really found support there. People are really bidding Kansas City wheat here on that trend line. That should provide support here moving forward. Look for maybe a sideways trade here as we move forward over the next week or so. Brock, a big factor here, though, is going to be the fundamental situation. Can you take us through what we're seeing there for wheat?
Yeah, we've seen some really encouraging signs on the demand side of things as it pertains to exports. Egypt actually came back into the market and bought United States wheat for the first time in quite a long time. They bought 55,000 metric tons. South Korea also bought 385,000 metric tons. Last week they also made a large purchase. I think it was around 275,000 metric tons. So a lot of wheat being exported to Asian countries right now. Russian wheat supplies are actually tightening. They're having a tough time keeping up with their export sales. It looks like their prices are starting to increase, making ours more competitive on the world front, so that's something that we're going to have to pay attention to moving forward. And logistically, they're having some problems exporting out of the Black Sea region right now. They were backed up on all their train rails, trying to get that grain out of the country right now. Something that's going to hurt us to the downside is beneficial rain has come to the southern plains. If we take a look at our weather map from Planalytics, you'll see that we've had widespread rains over much of the southern plains area in that hard red wheat growing region, especially in eastern Texas. And as we move forward, it looks like the rain is going to continue, should help this crop continue to improve. We did see the good to excellent ratings improve this week on that winter wheat crop, but we do have a large percentage of that crop still in the poor to very poor condition.
Yeah.
We'll keep you updated on that on Twitter. Make sure you check us out on Facebook. And as always, take a free demo at grainhedge.com or give us a call at 877-472-4607.
Have a good one.